there is a lot of concerns about the rising of a petroleum product in the country. Now, Akwakoba de say anope SSA ye di Hong Kong because during the festive season, a choir full bono efa so a eba from na afei you see afifo for especially with the first quarter January and the babesi a year and then the second day of February no rising no eba no we ought to discuss it. But many a year the energy policy analyst in the Komora Beninsia ewo ahomba. So Ben Otuika, good morning.
Your Lordship, Mr. Speaker, good morning.
Thank you. If you have a call there. Na bronya de kakra de ba mi ben me hu bronya yo.
Na by floor member backbencher only Mr. Speaker they say me na ko say be you Mr. Speaker.
I see. But you be fine there.
Yeah do.
Very well. I don't pay yeah that's a pass wajia. So enti the edikan on the 16th of January abai mayeti as yes we have received over 40,000 metric tons of petroleum, refined petroleum from the United Arab Emirates. Na ni nyina no part of arrangement abai Ghana by any the UAE abai no anko one more ehwese yedi ye gold ye tu yi no ebi ebeto fuel said the be fuel the product no ebo ni nyina no ebetime aba from but sharply no it seems that we are seeing something else from last month ebabesi anope prices no increase. What is actually happening within the industry and sana yaba gold for oil no ankasa deal no eso.
Mr. Speaker, may that say so friendly. And in the last quarter of 2022, prices of petroleum products no on the international market no plummet until so take somewhere October day by Adiana and diesel on the international market around 1,000 and above dollars per metric ton. No, we drew December mohon na above to somewhere 800 and something dollars per metric. Petrol so ananke ton in the third quarter no around 900 and something dollars per metric. No, we drew December millennium 700 and something dollars per metric. So we'll do even the exchange rate factor no constant crash. So far as on the international market no a bonus what no na then hands no I was a bonus what. Fortunately for us so no in the last quarter, especially the last month of 2022 no or the last 2 months no November, December because of synergy the phone do na crack omo product for December in the CD no a stable and very volatile kakra appreciate against the dollar. So one factor will be that the phone in October no do na crack omo product the dollar be here and do here October ending to November no dollar no appreciate
exactly
appreciate because na the phone do na piska they are crab go nya maba njomo prawi ba ene ma CD no appreciate kakra. That is one factor also CD appreciation. The second factor also is that because of sena idrama so fango bono akofum Kessben no na ehia say ehia CD dodo na dia cost $100 na ya products na banti and also contribute to a sharp depreciation of the dollar. Massive appreciate but that was not steady. Near Adiana it was quite volatile until within the shortest time now CD no appreciate it na sign started picking biom to January more CD no started picking. I think that now the Bank of Ghana could to somewhere 10 Ghana cedis 80 pesos or so to the dollar and just the commercial rate in the cost road. The ATR in January a bonus 38 page anymore no a one a drama is on a bonus 38 page anymore
okay
in the sense that the ATR latter part of the last quarter of 2022 no bono ko from no one China is the second largest consumer of petroleum products. Last quarter China is experiencing COVID-19 on a larger scale until oil institute restriction of mobility and as a Ghana you find a lockdown. But the lockdown when the Basa and the industries no were not working and for that matter no they needed less petroleum products and the demand for petroleum products in the form. But in January, no since COVID a bat na see, have money COVID bit matna. Inside in the economy, whenever they open the economy, because they are the second largest consumer of petroleum products, they will need a lot of petroleum products. In the bono, pija, and a bono asati pija. And you get this window here on the international market, all the last window, no compare this window. Petrol on the international market they increase by about 13%, increase 18%. Diesel on the international market they increase about 7%. And LPG on the international market increase about 10%. Comparing these two windows, setting bono. It is a whole do exchange rate factor, no constant. Say
Okay.
Because of say German, so no products no anya surging and are increasing no. There locally so be increasing. Intina this window one say products in no and bono acostro holding even the exchange rate constant because well say increase the product by about 18%. That is petrol no increasing by about 18%, and the diesel no increasing by about 2%. And others have also done similar things. Omo bono was through kakra a total for the petrol no I think got on around 15 Ghana cedis 70 pesos on the shell and it was through kakra. But well nominee star money allied more. Some of them are even selling these products below 15 Ghana cedis. No, I'm sure allied, but meaning so very sunny body. Still other on 1485 for one of the products, and also 1440 something for another product, which means the no crown 15. Over star oil and so on petrol, I think 1485 or so, and diesel on 1525. I think Zen and Goodness are also within the same bracket. But I can say for me and as usual, no, it was stroke and so far very window. Total shell and a was stroke. But I know in the coming days because of competition, almost on scaling back to how much Goyle is selling their product this window.
Okay, so in its entirety, are we to expect more increases because what price, air cost, holding everything constant, even with their exchange rate, I was to say. Busumi we mono, yes, expect to say a cost and as getting to the middle of the month, it is expected to come down averagely.
So a bit to me, a bit to me, because sometimes these market factors, are determined by certain geopolitical uncertainties, just certain geopolitical projections, and certain geopolitical crisis. Be a bit to me, a bit to me, I'm a bono, akosro, and I say akofo. In the coming days, if quite fortunate, you have something like some bearish sentiments. You say be Arabia sensible be and I say be a lockdown be a maybe in the coming days, a bono a bit to me akufum kakra. But say the see na say demand a cost na say IMF. I think that IMF are calibrating the projections for 2023 because first na IMF projects say world economy is likely to go into recession, but also say be able grow about 0.3%, which means recession here in Komusa just a growth from the Beketwa. That also means that the demand for oil, petroleum products in the cost. What I see is that if nothing changes, maybe in the second window of February, I wish I say 16 February, petrol which me akosro kakra, petrol sign akosro kakra, and in the diesel and so on the international market, we say a decline, but it also is subjected to the exchange rate factor, which is the appreciation of the CD or depreciation of the CD against the dollar. Say CD no depreciate here, even though international market diesel right now Ghana kroma bono ang kofom sa, but I know petrol next window no be sign kosro kakra. And LPG, so it's likely to increase beginning 16th.
Okay.
I think government is still working with IMF to get out the IMF deal faster and just anybody a bit more stabilize the currency. Kanama bona is stable, but say the more the CD depreciates, the higher the petroleum user is likely to pay for petroleum products locally.
Okay, now foreseeing all these unforeseen circumstances, and should be na abaya kwakofa the Gold for Oil program, at the deal between Ghana and the United Arab Emirates. Now, Moankasa na Moa estimate is on monthly basis, the country is projected to have consumed 350,000 metric tons of a year petroleum product, refined one. No? Now, the question is that Eban is saying, Anna, even as part of this deal, yes, still, we will continue to see some rises in terms of petrol because impression are buying Ediama Ghana for you and they say, and no beboa, am I petroleum product, I a little bit more sustained. Said the bay as a bono crano, as I say, a costra, at least I'm cocrana, a bejina baby, as I say, a timmy ejina. What are the excesses we need to get from this particular deal?
So I think that buying sometimes it's not doing party communicators or government communicators good.
Okay.
In the sense that, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I know you have a lot of information. Maybe I'll not create, I'll not have any adverse selection. Maybe I'll cast because of all information to do on it.
Okay.
But I don't think there's any program or policy called Gold for Oil. What I think there is someone's conceptualization of an idea, and because there's that conceptualization of idea, the fellow tells people that this is what I've conceptualized. The way na media me timu poni, ndiye bibi na yenka say bibi desa. Because any policy as it may, it must have a document, must have a program
document
or project outlines, and you must also establish the targets you want to achieve. So meet you may say, okay, yes, a bema bonus wati.
Exactly.
Babia Martin on a bin say almost a bema bonus wati. If you also say a bema sidina stabilize against the dollar, because they do no. But where is the document? Where is the tag? Where is the document that specifically states the target this particular policy, so-called policy, will want to achieve? I've never seen the document. There are two pictures I've seen. One picture is from, I think, Bank of Ghana and PMMC or so, any boss. They have a picture which indicates particular framework B, model B, you bet boss to bet on products number BDC4, ton products number BDC4 now, na BDC4 no so, atom products ni CDs. Sika umbenya no mudi ama boss ni PMMC, ni Bank of Ghana no mudi akoto gold. Omudi koto gold na no mako time, o mama trader bi akoto ama omo. Trader no koto gold no ma omo. Na afi trader no discount no normal discount free trader no nobody akoto oil no. So in its right sense, if you look at that particular framework carefully, that means that model is not a butter as people perceive or people made us to believe, because there's no direct exchange of gold and oil, but rather there is a sale of gold through oil processing in Ghana to go and buy oil in dollars. That is one of the frameworks. Now, Oko MP and so on, MP also has a different framework, and they are all coming from the same government. The government even itself doesn't have a comprehensive policy documented with targets, which can even be used by communicators to measure their communication.
Okay.
Because earlier, Obinyati good for oil, I saw people spreading it everywhere. Oh, Buono Bayefo. Buono Bay, see the base destabilizing. When prices begin to pick up, communicators become confused. Right? But if there was a well-documented policy, at least communicators will know that first quarter need a buono, a bejina, because they're in bad. Second quarter, no, and be do by a bonus stabilized. Third quarter, no, maybe be briaba, then boss betom will be a bonus stabilized. Fourth quarter, Friday, they achieve via when there are milestones. A man you argument and him say, hey, Mrs. Siao by a can say, kakra, government doesn't have any milestone. I've never seen any document. So it's just someone's conceptualization. People are pushing it out there. Now, the impact on oil. I think that one of the reasons why diesel anti-man cost per se in this particular window, me are attributed to this particular so-called gold for oil. And all is so-called because we already know, say, Boston as an entity, Nidino, Uti Nidina, a bulk oil storage and transportation.
Okay.
Now it performs the function of storage, and then the storage, a strategic storage in the sense that a buying a say a Bibiana was the boss auto products. Now say auto products now on fanguni tanks mu, so that the ebase a drama so uncertainty biba na se BCA boss to beat me offload products no. Say you beat my use products no 3 months because it was supposed to be 12 weeks. It was a boss 8 products it beat my last Ghana 3 months so that before 3 months or my Ghana beat me for quite for Fubiswa or beat me the products be to support the economy.
Okay.
And in this particular 40,000 I believe that it is one of the functions of BOST, not actually a goal for oil policy.
I see.
BOST Jumadia Udino, it be no because products nearby, So for BOST the products are not from United Arab Emirates. The products are from Russia.
No, you're giving us a different revelation altogether.
Yes.
No, yes, because the fact of the matter is that government machinery, especially through the Ministry of Energy, made it clearly say petrol na a buy, the 40,000 metric tons was from the UAE. One was celebrating say a gold for oil deal and amasadi etimiaba. But you are telling us products any from UAE, from Russia.
Russia. So
I see.
One. And two, the products were not exchanged with gold, but the products were bought
with the proceeds of gold.
So if it is bought with the process of gold, then what is the barter arrangement that people are talking about? And
interesting.
Where's the barter arrangement? So there's no barter arrangement. When you are educating your communicators or government communicators on a policy, bring out the full document.
Okay.
So they will know, and then they will not jump into certain conclusions and make certain arguments that will cripple them in future. But also a butter, meaning say a boss product maybe, because if you look at this particular product, Boss brought 41,000 metric tons.
Okay.
Of diesel. We consume 44,000 metric tons of diesel in a week.
44,000 metric tons.
Because we consume 53 million liters of diesel in a week. Now diesel, the conversion factor now is 1,183. It is a converted diesel from liters into metric tons. When you use normal 1,000, they use it for water now because water and diesel have different densities. They use 1,183 and they are converted.
Okay.
To convert it back, Ghana no you consume in a week 44,000 metric tons. Also the 40,000 metric tons nearby. 40,000 metric tons, which means it cannot even last us a week.
A week, yes.
Can do it 6 days. But government, because Boss already has products in its tank,
installed already, What do we know about the cajon?
Diesel Antonian Koso Kessben. Because diesel was projected by most of the projectors, IES, and the projectors said diesel will cost 7%, and that means that diesel was going to sell at 17 Ghana cedis. But because of the Boss already has some stock, or the 40 we can and no auton our product at Bank of Ghana's Bank of Ghana's exchange rate. It is a this is for the set price of diesel in this window, or more you use the commercial exchange rate, or more you use Bank of Ghana exchange rate because products here are buying there, and our buying for products no system limit Yenton product using the Bank of Ghana's exchange rate, which is 10 Ghana cedis, 80 pesos, or maximum of 11 Ghana cedis. And the table. It's a diesel to me and also Kessben. So it is not entirely true, say, it goes for oil, because if it's only 40,000, and Kessben last year 6 days per, and we set prices in 2 weeks. The idea last year 6 days, what was going to happen is that boss eton product no more use 6 days. The other BDCs will jump in and sell their product using the commercial banks exchange rate.
Okay. And not the BOG now or the amount. Okay.
Yes. So what is likely to going to happen is and can be a first week of February, diesel bought airful. A beton on average around 15 Ghana cedis, 25 pesos.
Okay.
However, if the first week, second week, because of say Boston, the NSA, if you go to the BBC for no base commercial banks, exchange rate, they might be the boss and picture. But because boss already has stock, a good thanks or this has stock no come boom, then what Toma BBC for say, may tamamo, na may tamamo, because the person who use Bank of Ghana, may exchange rate, not diesel my former, and that is why diesel prices are for kakra ediamobia. But the challenge is that if boss a deplete in stock for a particular so-called policy, let's agree say good for a policy. Are we getting new products within the shortest possible time to restock bust?
That is the question, and Kameba baby son next. Say if that is the normal arrangement, bust SSA 1 more year to be able to keep up with a year 3 month storage, so that in any unforeseen circumstance, or mine benya the product to use. Now say they no a title and say a good for oil, then it means that the normal transactions are eba my bust a restocking hono. I don't know the day say.
So normal transactions, and they say, boss, I've always maintained that a buying needs to look at the boss operation because the everybody says supposed to me anya new contracts and stock the tanks now. Boss in the foreseeable future or the shortest possible time may not have products to store. So uncertainty be and a crisis BC on the international market are both victim as I say. No. And the Ebema BBC for no abe take charge. And when they take charge at the end of the day, they are profit oriented businesses, of course. And they pay certain licenses to MPA.
Okay.
For that matter, no, Omobe adjusted these licenses and their cost and everything, no, at on a board dang Amaganani.
It means that I know you're back to square one.
You're back to square one.
Interesting.
I think I've heard. In America, sometimes, because there's no document, even evaluating the whole policy is a problem. But I've heard that, you see, I think 15 February, 80,000, they sign up.
Okay.
Let's hope say the prices are likely to be stable. But say Amma by 15th now, what it means is that on the 16th of February, commercial BBC for and the Benya stock the Amayen. And at Momonia stock on the Mayena on the increase exchange rate because they are likely to use what they call a forward rate. And on the forward rate, has to do with anticipated losses based on certain risk factors. Instead of saying can be a net exchange rate near 12 Ghana cedis, 80 pesos, BDC need be setting a price. Some even use as much as 14 Ghana cedis to set their price because they say that because of the volatile nature of the cedi to the dollar. So when you see higher forward rate, and as a higher forward risk than the market rate now, will be to me aboka. Basa on the system for no diesel, Besai Akosro, Seni and Kayempe. Until we should just be hopeful that normal activities of Boston, Obetimania products no be, they are brain within the shortest possible time. And they should tell us each quarter how many products they are intending to bring. Because at least, people who are supposed to work to realize that particular objective will realize it. Yesterday, I was listening to a president somewhere, and or may subordinate be or delegate some authority be man subordinate koyesi. And now the subordinate says, "Oh, mean to me, you say messy koyesi." So when you let us know how much you are supposed to bring as a government every quarter, subordinate to quality of the faso anya products na because of say or target also achieve or be manaba. And or communicator especially party communicators will be on radio say on the 15th 80,000 ba, in March 100,000 metric tons ba, in April 200,000 metric tons ba. And when some of these pressures are coming, anyone sitting at any of the state entities has responsibility. Oma products na ba obe manaba.
Okay.
But now no, there's no transparency. There's no any document. We don't know what people say they are doing. Maybe they are doing. Maybe they're doing. But I believe that a botaya if you say obey to me, I use gold.
I see.
Anya musika. Eddie ato oil Alabama oil price are stabilizing. Which a botaya papa I was saying in support. But yet yema document number. So bisu even certain risk factors be bit fish out in this particular policy.
Kessben.
I did mama ya fantuni policy no in the interest of state. It was say maneba. Now the last part is that say it policy craba outer. Government goes, government comes.
Kessben. Kessben.
So that be ba. Na so who say this is the laid down policy. Onu kwazo betimi follow amaya kono throughout. But say one for policy document be ama. That's a government biba. Yes, maybe your handing over notes they may be there, as maybe say steps in a taking, but comprehensively, there will not be any document or bit me a follow. This will be a or shall handing over notes to need the mobi. Say, or kind of bind back only any say, no. I think that it could be laudable idea based on how it is implemented, and also based on how you be properly conceptualize policy into a proper modular, a bit to serve the interest of Ghana. If it is done that way, I don't see how gold for oil or whatever it is being said. No, bet me I'm a price similar in Kuma.
Okay, Ben, Mami now I say Anope. I'm very grateful.
Mr. Medasic speaker.
Okay, maybe any other side in Como Beam. Why?
Yeah.
And say Ben Insia, a media bema or energy policy analyst, and Anope, Yanine D and Komono, bringing us to exactly 59 after 7. But